Welcome back to the Winning Point Podcast. I'm your co-host, Tony, alongside my brother, Rex, and our brother, Paul, over there in the corner. Welcome. It's week 4. It's been quite an interesting couple of weeks. We've been away. We currently have an inverse relationship, which is ironic in our schedules and records. 1-3 and 3-1. I'm not going to specify who has who. But without further ado, I'm going to throw it to Paul, our Ravens
Sidelines.
Oh man, don't make me talk about the Ravens right now. It was a tough. It's been a tough couple weeks watching them lose versus the Lions, and for the first time. So this is my 5th season being on the bench and in the locker room and doing all the behind the scenes stuff. It's the first time in about 85 games or so. I usually work about 20 games a year, right? Preseason and playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's been 85 games, and this was the first time that we stopped recording early.
Wow. It was that bad.
There was like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the whole video team, it was like 37-13.
Yeah.
And the whole team was just looking at each other like,
what's the point at this point?
if they score a touchdown, they're not going to be celebrating.
Right.
They're still down 4 scores. They're still down 3 at that point.
Yeah.
So we were just like, all right, so we just sat there, and there's 5 minutes left. We just went in. We left the field.
Wow.
And so that to me was, that was the worst game we've ever been a part of. I mean, for the past 4 years, they've never been blown out like that.
That's
they really haven't.
That's absolutely correct, yeah.
So yeah, the energy on the bench.
If
you're curious,
that was my next question. Like, what was the morale on the bench? I guess it was infectious to you guys as well because you shut down shop.
Yeah. I mean, we're there to record the good moments. And it's been a fun 4 years.
Right.
And there's just a lot of questions, a lot of injuries. And
so let me ask you a question. Based on that energy, do you think that this is a season-defining kind of situation like that? Is that listless, or do you think it was just specific to these 2 games?
I mean, I'm in a pretty negative mindset right now.
Okay.
I think I don't even want to talk about playoffs. So I just think we have to get there. I think we can, but Super Bowl, nah.
Did you? It was an away game, right?
No, it's a home. It's an away game. The Chiefs game was an away game.
Yeah. So did you guys all travel together? Did you see them? I guess hours later to see. Usually at the game when it happens, people are in the dumpster. It's very emotional, but then you get to kind of get calm and collect, reevaluate everything. Have you had the chance to kind of see the team since the game to kind of get an idea if the morale is, let's go at them again, or is it just trying to catch a break? Like, when you're in the dumpster, and I don't think you guys are there yet, but we've been there the last couple of years. So, like, you get to a point where it's just kind of like, let the season end, and you're just kind of going through the motions. I think for you, I'll ask you the next week, like coming into the next game, how the team spirit was going into the next game. And that will be kind of telling where the locker room is.
I mean, going into the Chiefs game, the morale was there. I mean, it's like 1-2, big game.
Yeah.
Let's get a win.
Yeah.
Harbs came back to everyone and was talking to everyone on the plane. Even the people in the back, like myself.
Yeah.
So he was in good spirits, trying to be positive. But after the game, and a game like that, I mean, week by week, when you lose like that, everyone's kind of just ignoring each other.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not really chatting with anyone. You're just trying to close up and get on the plane. There's no like, happy like, I don't know.
Boy.
Yeah. So. What do you think? What do you think, Rex? What do you think right now?
Rex,
So let me go back a few weeks because it's been a while since we've recorded due to scheduling conflicts. We haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk ball. And I missed you guys. I'm glad to see you guys again. So on a positive note, happy to be here. It's my favorite thing to do in the world, amongst other things, but this is definitely one of them. So I'm gonna go all the way back to week 2 against the Browns, where the first half kind of started and it looked like the energy from the end of the week 1 game had kind of seeped into it. But then the second half, they picked it up. They started putting up points. They started doing their thing. and it was great. Then you go on to the Detroit game at home, our first home primetime game. We are now all blacks. The energy is good. They're doing all the theatrics and stuff before the game, and then they start really well. The offense is moving, but the defense just can't get it going.
Yeah.
And then it feels like as the defense is struggling to get it going, Detroit starts to unravel our offense as well. They start doing this delayed blitz on Lamar, which is working effectively for some inexplicable reason, because Lamar had become the master of the blitz. He was defeating it. But then this delayed blitz is different. We've never seen this, where what they do is they'll rush maybe 3, then they'll have a spy, and the spy he won't spy immediately and take off. He will wait and see what Lamar does and then react. Yeah. But then when he does and reacts, in addition to him, there'll be a second spy. So it's like the blitz is coming in waves. So Lamar might beat the first wave, but then the second wave will get him. And if you guys remember, in the Bills game, there was a crucial play where Lamar ran back like 19 yards and then evaded everybody and still made the first down. And we're all like, oh, Lamar's back. But he didn't do that in week 2. He didn't do that in week 3. He didn't do that in week 4. Week 4, he had a big run, but it was just to get to field goal range. And I feel like maybe he might not be 100%. So, but the thing that I noticed, especially from week 3 to now, is his mood. There was something about Lamar's mood that just wasn't right.
What do you mean by that?
He's frustrated. Before the games got away, Lamar expressed frustration. He's coming out, shoulders down, slumping, walking like a kid who's been sent to run an errand he doesn't want to run. He tossed his helmet in the last game. There's a lot of energy that is just not typical. And in my head, you are the leader of the team. The team goes as you go. If you start to look that way, the rest of the team is going to go that way. So before I get too far, I started coaching girls 5 to 7 year old soccer, and my team is not very good. I'll be very honest with you. We are 1-2. We've played 3 games so far. We're 1-2. We've lost pretty badly, but we have one star on the team who's really, really good. She's fast. She can run. She can control the ball. She can score. We have scored 6 goals. Take a wild guess how many of these 6 goals our superstar has scored. All 6. Yes, all 6. Not an assist from anybody. She's literally taking the ball from goal to goal and scoring. That's how good she is. Yeah. But then the last game, she comes to me and she's like, she's tired. She wants to play defense now. In my head, I'm like, yeah, we're not scoring anymore if you're not on offense. But she was just tired, and she's like, I'm doing all the work. It's not fun. She's not having fun anymore. And I feel like that's what's happening with Lamar. It looks like he's doing all the work. The O-line is not doing a great job protecting him. And so he is frustrated. I think that's what's frustrating him. If I don't do well, the team can't do well because the defense can't stop anybody at this point. And then the rest of the offense is not really moving. You give it to Derrick Henry, he's going to fumble in the 4th quarter. There's a lot that's just not going well. So there's that frustration. But at the end of the day, he's the superstar. He's the face of the franchise. He needs to have that positive attitude no matter what's going on. Shout out to John Harbaugh for continuing to have the positive attitude. People have attacked him and said, hey, you need to be fired. All the Zach Orr has to go, everything. But we've been here before where we start slow and we pick it up. We don't play preseason and all those things. In addition to that, it's a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries on the team right now. So as much as it's frustrating to watch, I still have faith that we can turn it around for 2 reasons. The first reason is the 3 losses that we have suffered have been against teams that have championship medal. They have the ability, they are teams that are considered Super Bowl contenders in this year, not just in the years past, but in this year as well. We have the Chiefs with Mahomes, probably the greatest quarterback we've ever seen, rivaling Brady at this point. We have Josh Allen, who's the greatest quarterback playing right now. Then we have the Lions team, which is just unbelievable on offense and unbelievable on defense. And Lamar was still putting up points against all these guys, at least until the Chiefs thing. And the Chiefs thing, to be fair, the Lions have kind of unlocked how to defend Lamar with that delayed blitz that they were doing. Like I said, they start with a rusher, then they have a spy, then another guy comes in. So it's like the blitz is coming in waves. And I think that once the offense and Todd Monken kind of figure out how to handle that, then we'll be in a good place. But my concern is we don't have reinforcements coming. We have a lot of injuries. People are going on IR. Best D tackle, one of the best in the league. He's done for the season with neck issues. Might be a career-ending thing possibly. So those are my big concerns. But I look down our schedule. there's only one or two other teams that have the same capabilities of the teams that have beaten us. The rest of the thing, we should be able to handle it. So I feel positive about that in that sense. But it's tough right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's very tough. It's very scary how things are going. Forget Super Bowl, like Paul said. Forget Super Bowl right now. We're trying to make the playoffs. My concern is even if we do make the playoffs, these teams that have been able to handle us are the same teams we're going to face again. Yeah. So what are we going to do?
I think my biggest question for the last...
Get closer to the mic.
Sorry, thank you. My biggest question for the last 2-3 weeks is the defense. And in your opinion, like when you watch the games, you get a sense that the quarterbacks are taking whatever they can. Like as in like, it feels like sometimes they're completing every pass. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's more of a secondary issue or an issue regarding pass rush, or is it a combination of both? And do you think it's fixable going forward? Because if it's not, it could be one of those seasons where it's like a coin flip, where literally, I call it like a Manning thing, where like he literally has to put the team on his back. And everything that is success is him.
Right.
And like you said, I think a big thing is he has to, the morale, no matter how bad he feels, he can't make that visible.
No.
Because it's contagious. I want to throw that question to you as far as the defense goes. Like, would you think it's fixable as far as?
Fixable, I don't know, because until I see it, I can't say for sure that it is. But the biggest issue, in my opinion, is the pass rush. Our pass rush is non-existent. Like, quarterbacks are standing back there and doing whatever the hell they want, taking all the time they need. We're just pushing guys, and they're pushing back at us. Yeah. We can't generate any pressure on quarterbacks. And when we start to generate a little bit of pressure, they start doing a dink and dunk thing, and then for some reason we lose the players in the backfield. Like I'll give you an example. On Sunday's game, Worthy, number one for the Chiefs, the wide receiver, he's a deep threat for the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. He was just gashing our defense on end arounds, on deep threats. He was gashing Marlon. And then it kind of felt like, ooh, Marlon. So I feel like Marlon was hurt before he actually came out of the game, because it kind of looked like, me next, because now 435-year-old Travis Kelce was like, ooh, let me get some of this Marlon sweetness. So at some point, anybody that lined up against Marlon, that's who Mahomes was going to, because Marlon had become the weak link in the team. Yeah. Funny enough, we saw that in the previous week when he went against Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. So it's like the teams actually watched tape and saw what our challenges were, and they just attacked the same thing. And what baffles me is, why can't we look at what other teams did against these teams we're about to face and do the same thing? Look at what the Giants are not known as a very super great defense per se. Yeah. Our defense is supposed to be better than them. They were able to hold Mahomes down to a lot of things. It wasn't until later in the game that he was able to pop a few plays here and there.
One of the best defensive lines in the league, though.
I agree with that. But watch tape, learn something from that game. Also, they haven't played just one game. There's a reason why they were 1-2 coming into this game. Yeah. They have another loss. So what are you looking at when you are preparing for this team? What are you looking at with regards to what Mahomes is doing on defense? That's what I mean. Like, so your pass rush, are you blitzing? How's your coverage going? Like, those are the things.
That was my next thing. Like, usually if the pass rush is deficient, the next thing is to blitz. I don't know. Do you guys blitz? Are you a blitzing defense? Or
we try, but because of how inept our pass rush is, you can't hide the blitz. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if the blockers are blocking the D-line, when the blitz is, everybody can see the blitz coming, because there's no disguise. There's no extra guy that is pushing so hard that you're paying attention to two things. Like, Lamar is watching like 4 or 5 things when he's on offense.
You actually just reminded me of something that I caught against the Chiefs, where it felt like at some point in the game Lamar was not catching some of those blitzes, and like it got the best of him at some point in the game. Is that a concern as far as pre-snap reading down the line? If teams are going to emulate these exotic blitzes, is he going to be able to recognize it down the line? Does that concern you as far as the efficiency of the offense and his health? Because he had a hamstring injury as well. I don't know if that was from being sacked or running. Usually it's from running. But I noticed that a lot in the last game.
Right.
Like it seemed like a lot of those blitzes that should be, and the reason why I think it's pre-read is usually when the blitz comes, they should be a hot read that you get the ball.
You should have a hot route.
But it looked like a lot of times he was either in panic mode or throwing it in areas that there was like literally,
100%. There was and I think I think some of it comes down to play calling, to be honest, because we had a 4th and 1 early in the game, and there was no Derrick Henry on the field, so you have telegraphed what you're about to do to the defense, and this is Espagnolo defense. This is not just any regular defense. This is one of the best in the business.
And blitz heavy,
and he's literally one of the best defensive coordinators. He used to be a head coach. Like that's how good he is. So when you do that, you're telling them what you're trying to do. Yeah. And once you do that, and then what happened with that? Lamar throws the ball away on 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And this is Lamar. Lamar is the fastest quarterback in the league, the quarterback that rushes the most, has the most yards, all that. Like, he's a super dual threat. And coaches have said the reason we struggle with this guy is every play can be a pass play or a run play. Exactly. Every single play. Exactly. That's why I believe that the injury might have been from before. It didn't just come in this game. The problem is hamstrings don't go away if you're still mobile, if you're still playing week to week to week.
It takes a while to heal.
Thank you. And also hamstrings, you feel them when you take off and when you stop. It's the stop motions that you feel hamstrings on the most, and that's Lamar's whole game. Yeah. So I'm really concerned as to how that's gonna go. But I still have a positive outlook on the season. A lot of Ravens fans won't agree with me right now, but our schedule gets easier. This was the gauntlet. I said this a couple of weeks ago. This was the hardest part of our season. We still have 2 legitimate teams to go. We still have the Rams around the corner, and we have the Packers around the corner. Outside of those 2, I think the rest of the season is manageable if we can steer the ship in the right direction. So I'm not ready to give up yet, but the energy has to come up. The guys need to pick it up. The guys that are injured need to get back. The guys that are playing, the schemes need to be better. You need to scheme better for these guys to have success. I don't think the coaches are doing a good job with that. It's kind of like it's like peer pressure. Like the defense was doing bad, and instead of the offense to put peer pressure on the defense to get better, the defense has rather put peer pressure on the offense to get worse.
That's the thing. Like I think it's manageable if the schedule gets better. On offense, I think obviously his skill positions need to step up. I think last game the most prominent one was Zay Flowers, and I think everybody else was just
a catch here or there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So I think they all have to step up collectively, and that will definitely help a lot with especially the tier spy blitz thing. That
100%.
Because if the under routes are covered, then those players that are doing that dual thing have to be honest. They have to, check their zones and whoever is in those pockets.
Right.
So those guys need to step up. I think also obviously the offensive line. It's critical that they do it quickly because what's going to end up happening is Lamar is going to have that mentality that this defense sucks. I have to
do everything,
and then that's when the turnovers and things like that.
Just like the pick he threw, it was a bad pass. It was a bad read. Like you didn't need to throw that ball.
Yeah.
You were driving, and and funny thing is when they were making the mistakes early and not scoring, the defense was holding Kansas City to field goals. So as a Ravens fan, you've seen this story many times because you're like, Kansas City is going to get it together at some point. That's not how they're going to go the whole game. And you guys are wasting opportunities, and that's exactly what happened. So we all, the moment we saw Lamar's shoulder slump and his face, a lot of us Ravens fans knew how the game was going to go. Because if Lamar is not having fun, he's not balling, having fun, jumping in the end zone, all that, the game's done. And we all knew that. So that was easy. Anyway, that's our Ravens. It's not an obituary quite yet.
African player?
No, we got to go to the Colts.
First before.
Oh no, I'm not. There's nobody. We're not speaking pride about the Ravens today. Nobody gets any credit this week. Yeah. So anyway, Colts. Like I said, I had named this week Fact or Fiction.
Yeah.
And the fact was, the good teams, are they really good? Because some of these good teams were going to face other legitimate good teams. Let's see how they play. And then the bad teams were going to face other bad teams that are supposed to be good, and we'll see if they're really bad or not. Yeah. The Ravens, we found out, are apparently really bad. Now the Colts played against the Rams, who are considered by most as a Super Bowl contender. So now, Tony, how did the Indianapolis Colts and Indiana Jones do against the Temple of Verse and the LA Rams?
It was a rough day in the office on the road. Crazy. The score was 27-20.
Right.
And it boiled down to like the last minute. So it was literally a slugfest.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the games this year that we didn't play particularly well. But you go away from the game feeling a lot more confident leaving than it's like one of those moral victories, even though you lost. Like I was saying, synonymous to the Rams last week when they had, the foot on the Eagles' throat and they allowed them to come back and they lost marginally. We didn't play very well as far as the turnover ratio. We turned over the ball like 3 times. The injuries coming into this game played a huge role. We had some key players out. Alec Pierce, who was our wide receiver 2, was out from concussion protocol number 14. Then obviously Kenny Moore, one of the leaders.
Yeah.
He's out. He was out today as well.
Okay.
Number 23. Matt Gonzalez, who was our starting right tackle, was out. And boy, did they exploit that. Man, the pass rush. They have a very, very effective pass rush, the Rams.
Yeah, Verse.
But we stayed. Yeah, Verse. They have like another tackle that replaced
Fisk.
Fisk. Yeah, Fisk is another one.
Yeah.
They have another one that replaced Donald. He was one of Donald's understudies.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember.
Man, they brung the heat. And that lapse with I think Dalton Tucker was the backup. And boy, he struggled.
Yeah. He
struggled. But in those times, you're kind of worried for Daniel Jones from his past history.
Right.
But he hung in there. He threw 2 picks. The first pick I would attribute to the fact that it was one of those go shots.
Right.
And I feel like if it was Alec Pierce being the receiver, it probably wouldn't have been a pick. But because it was AD is not one of those. He's a good receiver, but he's not one of those high point catching type. So like, if it's like a 50-50 ball,
he's not gonna get it.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
Hold on, but to be fair to AD, I did see AD catch a nice ball between 2 defenders, make a move, and head toward the end zone. He decided to fumble out the end zone, but I saw him make a move. So I'm gonna give AD some props.
Bro,
AD caught a ball.
AD is a phenomenal player. He's the best receiver in our team.
Talking about Ashton Dillon?
No,
Adonai Mitchell.
Adonai Mitchell.
Oh,
Number 10, Adonai Mitchell. He's a second-year receiver. Talent-wise, he is clear of Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs. He's better than all of them. But he's wide receiver 4. Wide receiver 4 for a reason, because he has a lot of mental lapses. And he is, he just hasn't put it all together yet.
Right.
But, like, everybody swears by him. The coaches, the players are like, yo, when he gets it together, this guy is going to be a household name. Okay,
so let me give a little context to the viewers real quick. Adonai Mitchell is number 10 on the Colts. Adonai Mitchell had 2 plays. First of all, the Colts lost by 6 points, right? 7 points.
Yeah.
20 wasn't it 21-20?
27-20.
27-20. So the Colts lost by 7 points. Yeah. Adonai Mitchell cost the Colts 2 touchdowns. One of them, it's iffy to me because they called him for a hold that I don't know if it was a hold or not, but like it negated a Jonathan Taylor run for a touchdown. But the second one,
he shouldn't have been on the play.
Sure, but the second one, that one was more baffling to me because Adonai Mitchell caught a pass.
It was an incredible highlight.
Incredible highlight. He jukes 2 players. He's heading to the end zone, and for some reason decides to switch hands. And his second hand doesn't quite hold the ball, and he fumbles it out of the end zone and gives it back to the other team. The crazy thing about that play is it went from being an ESPN top 10 play to within seconds becoming an ESPN not top 10 play.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Yes. And I was just
did they still do that come on man thing?
I don't know if he moved, but I'm sure he was on there. I'm sure he was on there yesterday. But it was just unbelievable to see that this guy just cost them. You can see the talent.
You know the worst part about that? Last year we had an episode with that against the Denver Broncos. Jonathan Taylor broke like a 50-yard run that was going to take us up 2 scores. If we had won that game, we probably would have gotten into the playoffs.
Right.
And he let go of the ball right similar to that. Like he wasn't trying to show.
Oh, JT. I saw that. I remember that.
After that incident, the team has harped on them running into the end zone
before they do anything. Yeah.
Before you drop the ball.
Yeah. And JT has done a good job of that since.
Yes, everybody has. So like, it was just very mind blowing that.
To be fair to him,
yeah,
he was switching hands. He wasn't doing anything crazy fancy. He was just switching hands. No, I get that, but people do that all the time. People do that all the time, and 9 out of 10 times, 9.999 times out of 10 times, it's fine. We wouldn't be talking about this if he switched hands and he did it.
I get
it was like he tried to do a backflip.
But the team as a whole have coached. Ever since that incident a year ago, they've coached. Don't do anything boneheaded. Don't leave the ball. Like, carry it into the end zone to the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a slap in your coach's face. My issue is they kept him in the game. I think his head was gone. Which is part of the reason why he had that holding. He probably had the holding call as well. His head was gone. Like just throughout the game, they would throw the camera on him because that was a play that was going to take us ahead by 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like those 2 times.
Right.
He was the fault of that. We're
100% exactly.
Get 2 scores. Had we get those 2 touchdowns, we'd probably win the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like the game was a 7-point game and he cost you 2 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I do want to ask as well. I want to ask about Indiana Jones versus the Rams defense. How did
considering
Daniel Jones
the kind of pressure he had, he played pretty well. Like, and the thing is, it's important to understand that like I don't expect him to be Lamar or
right now Lamar's not Lamar, so I don't know. Anyway,
or like your Josh Allens. Those are like elite company.
Right.
Like as long as he is above average, like he's a decent, not just a game manager, but a decent quarterback that is making the right reads. We have a shot. And I think he showed that this game.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't the erratic Daniel Jones that you would see in the Giants. And ironically, like, I found out this week, a lot of the players that he played with in New York said he was not the problem. Like, a lot of it was just him trying to make something happen.
Yeah, even Malik Neighbors, shout out to Malik, who just got hurt. He said that before. Once they switched the quarterback to Jackson Dart, he kind of said the same thing. Well, last year, our problem was not the quarterback.
Exactly. So, like, I think we're starting to get to see that.
Who he really is.
In his new environment. So he handled it well, considering the kind of pressure he had.
Right.
He was missing his second receiver, and like he still put them in position to almost win this game. It was unfortunate, but these games go here and there. Like, to be
was
frank,
it at home for the Colts or
no? It wasn't. It
was
in LA.
in LA. Okay.
To be frank, like when we played the Denver Broncos and won, like we technically should have lost because we missed the field goal, but they had the little penalty, so we had to retake. So this is one of those games that, we should have gone out 2 touchdowns, but, it doesn't always go your way. But, like, you leave the game, losing the turnover battle, having more penalties, and still with 2 touchdowns taken away, you only lose by a touchdown against a perennial Super Bowl contender. It's good.
This is what I love about the NFL. Yeah. The NFL always has a way of balancing out. Because I didn't say this to you because I didn't want to sound like a hater, but deep down I was like, man, you guys didn't win that Broncos game. I'm going to be honest. I didn't feel like you guys won that Broncos game because that was just such a fluky thing to happen. I was just like, But a win is a win. A dub is a dub. I'm not going to say anything about it. Then you lose this one in this fashion. I was like, well, the universe is balancing things out. Mixing enough sugar with the lemon juice to make lemonade. There you go.
We need to bring injuries back. Some of our injured players need to come back. One of our issues this game, and I don't know why the coaches also messed up. It wasn't all on AD. On the defensive side of the ball, you're right. Like, the pressure was there. Adetami, the defensive tackle, had his fair share of pressure. Like, Atulatu had his best game as a he's our D-end, number 97, second year D-end. He had like 6 to 9 pressures. I'm not sure. He had at least a sack.
Former first round pick, very impressive guy.
Last year first round pick.
UCLA, right?
Yeah, UCLA.
I remember him.
He was a problem all game. Yeah. And then unfortunately though, Xavier Howard, who we picked off the street 2 weeks ago. Yeah. He's been picked on since we brought him in. He's allowed, I think, a QB rating of like 113.
Oh my God.
Targeted, yes. And unfortunately for us, our starters on the other side of the cornerback, they're injured. Kenny Moore's hurt. Jalen Jones is hurt. The original starter on the outside got hurt when we had the joint practices. Yeah. So they need to find.
You need some help.
Because he's not.
Oh, that's one thing we have in common.
And the winning touchdown, there were 10 men on the field for the defense.
Wow.
Unacceptable.
That's coaching.
That's coaching.
That's
so,
coaching.
like, yeah.
Anyway,
like,
sounds like so now let me ask the final question before we move to our next segment for you.
Yeah.
So going forward, you feel good about the Colts?
I do.
The division?
I think they're for real.
You think they're for real?
I think they're for real, especially as far as what I mean by for real, a playoff contender should be in the mix.
A playoff team or a playoff contender. To me, those are different things. Like, can you get to the
playoff team.
playoffs?
Yeah,
but
they're a playoff
can you
team.
compete in
Yes.
these playoffs? You think you
Yes.
can win games in these playoffs?
Yes, I
Okay.
think we can. Go deep is one thing, but win at least a game or two, possibly.
Okay, so you're a contender.
Yeah,
You think you're a
yeah,
contender
yeah,
after
yeah.
4 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think we are. I think and it's one of those teams where it's one of those things is collective. So it's not like outside of Jonathan Taylor, who probably is playing the best running back football in the league right now.
Oh yeah.
He's been lights out.
Yeah, JT is doing
Goodness
the thing.
gracious, he's been lights out.
Can you sense the jealousy in my voice, Paul?
I think he's leading the league in rushing. I think
course.
he's up there in touchdowns. He had a long run negated, which would have put him way over the 100-yard mark.
Jonathan Taylor has 414 rushing yards this season.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God,
quietly-
that's over 100 yards a game. Very impressive.
And we would say he's underrated, but he's not. But at the same time, he wasn't even voted in the top 100 last year, which is kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
It's those things that reflect the team as well. But anyway,
That's true.
Well,
But yeah, shout out to him. He's had a great opening to the season.
All right.
And African player, Adetomiwa Adeboawe, 95.
let's
defensive tackle.
my friend, let's pronounce the name the way his parents gave him the name.
Adeboawe, was it
Adebawari.
Adetomiwa Adebawe.
Adebawari, yeah, of the
So-
Colts.
is
He
that-
had a sack, and then he also recovered a fumble
Yeah.
as well. So that's unbelievable.
Pressures. He was also
Yeah, he
from
also
the
had a
middle,
lot of
which
pressures.
which is good. Yeah, it was
So-
his best game.
So this week, I also have another contender for African Player of the Week. So there's going to be two. There's Adebawari, and then also Foye Oluwakun of the Jags.
Yeah.
He forced a fumble and he recovered a fumble as well, and he was just all over the place, putting
Their
pressure on
defense
them.
is crazy.
They're very good. So I was very proud of him as well. But, as usual, we got to do honorable mention to our favorite son, Emeka Ibuka. 4 catches, 101
work.
yards,
He
a
put in work.
67-yard touchdown. That boy
in
is
work.
just special, man. But we got to spread the love, so we can't talk about Ibuka every single week.
Yeah.
I also do want to mention for the Ravens, we had CJ Okoye, number 91, and he became the first ever African player from the IPP, which is the International Player Program, to feature in an actual NFL game. So big ups to him and his
Nice.
hard work.
Nice.
Looking forward to seeing more of him. According to Paul, he's pretty raw, so we're hoping to see him develop
Hone
and
his talent.
hone his talent, become better.
did
Africa
he
to
play?
the world, baby.
What did he
Football
play?
style.
What position?
D tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, he was D tackle in this game, so very strong.
6'6", 370.
There
That's a
you
big
go.
dude.
I'm sure his snaps are going to increase with the IR
with
situation
with the
Miami
injuries
Heat.
and everything.
So it should be interesting to watch.
Well, let's pump the brakes a little bit because he also came in towards the end of the game, so he's in the rotation. He's quite far down the depth still.
okay,
So,
okay.
but it's still shout out to him. Good of him. And
Yeah, it's big.
next week the Ravens have the Texans. Texans are not looking so great, but the irony is we both have the same record. So for the third week in a row, we're going to play a team that we have, the same record as. And the Detroit Lions got the better of us. The Kansas City Chiefs got the better of us. Now we go to the Texans. I do want to say this though. Sorry, before we wrap up. So the Ravens have managed to lose on the road to a contender, lose at home to a contender, lose a game to a contender that they should have beaten, and now we're about to play a team that is not so good at home. So this is the fourth type of loss you can have in the NFL and the worst type of loss you can have in the NFL. So let's hope that they can turn things around, because if they lose this one, the sky is falling.
It's going to be interesting. This is their best game they've had. They put up numbers this week, the Texans. So they're coming in with some morale. So it should be an interesting one.
They were playing against the Titans. Let's calm down.
They still put up like 28 points.
Yeah, Cam Ward is literally the worst quarterback in football right now. Not saying it's his fault per se, but the numbers are just Cam Ward is not looking great at all this year. Period.
I don't think he's that bad. I think his team is bad.
No. What I'm saying is statistically, Cam Ward is the worst starting quarterback in NFL. Minimum of 3 starts or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not they didn't play anybody that's gonna contend with them. So I'm not gonna, give them all the. So let's see what they do against a Ravens team. And I will give you a few facts. The Texans, since the CJ Stroud era, have played 3 games in Baltimore. They have never scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
On offense, they've had 1 special teams touchdown. That's it. Cam Ward can't break into CJ Stroud cannot break into our end zone in any way, running or passing. So we also, the same way the Chiefs have this mental hold on us, we have that same hold on the Texans. So maybe that will play to our advantage.
I hope so for our sake.
Right.
We have
who do you guys
Indiana
have in week
Jones
5?
and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. We go into. I think they're coming to us. The Raiders are coming to us. So
all you gotta do is stop the run.
Hold Geno down. Should be okay.
Yeah. Anyway. And that will be a wrap on this episode of the Winning Point Podcast. I'm Rex with my brother Tony and our wonderful producer Paul.
Shout out to Paul.
And we're out.
Yep.